And now you guys are probably curious, Zeke, what about the standings? Where are people? Let's take a look together, okay? Let's do this. So at the top, Kinto and Mitra with 21 points. Cypher and Snafu, the Cypher guys actually, with 20. We saw Solary Hunter and Airwax. They've activated Wrecking Ball, so their points now will be double for this next game. And then the Vic and Madsen have activated the Kingpin bonus, so their points will be triple. So we'll have to keep an eye out on where the standings fall. But Nick,
yeah,
you ready?
I'm very ready. And hey, and if you guys are at home, don't see your favorite streamer or your favorite player up on the standings right now, I mean, don't worry. There is a possibility for a comeback. As we were just talking about, I mean, this format, Epic Games designed it so it is possible to get that bonus and then get a few eliminations and bam, you're already on the board. So we're in for a treat right now.
Let's do it. Here we go, hopping into game. Match number 5. Don't forget, we still have 4 whole games. We have 8 games lined up. So here we go, hopping into match number 5.
A lot of people dropping in right now in a variety of different places. This is an interesting drop just outside of Tilted Towers versus going directly in.
So what's interesting is Razor actually dropped away from his teammate. So he's by himself. How far is his teammate?
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a worthwhile strategy. I mean, there isn't a lot of materials to be found here, except, you know, obviously those trees and then the metal right there. I guess he would drop here to stay far away from the action. Maybe they're planning something early to get the high ground, to scout out. There's no rifts nearby, so it's definitely a new spot that I've never really seen someone drop here early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad rotation, I guess, walking into... You could do Tilted from here, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like kind of scary to walk into Tilted if someone has already owned Tilted,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But here we go. Look at Lonely Lodge right now.
Yeah.
What is happening?
That's a lot of people. And I mean, even looking at, you know, the teams that were just by Loot Lake and by outside of Tilted, I mean, they're all by themselves. So maybe that is a good drop. No one's nearby them. So they'll have a free opportunity to get all the loot in the world.
Yeah, and they're actually dead center of the storm.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check back in with Razor in a little bit. This is Method Martin and Tickling.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Salty, okay.
Possible enemies in Salty Springs as well. I think they hear someone or they're getting ready to engage, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I mean,
they're building ramps. I mean, I feel like, if, they wouldn't. Oh, and they got sniped. Sniper shot at them.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're here at North. Yeah. Maybe they kind of thought there's a team somewhere.
Right.
I mean, it's also possible this is also just a third party, right?
Yeah, and people always ask me, like, why do you build ramps? Why do you build ramps out of nowhere? Sometimes it's to get that little angle. You get a better vantage point, a little peek up above, and you can see a lot more. And that's what you saw them doing. A lot of action going on right now. Drops down.
Headshots for 44. This player's very, very weak.
Yeah, he owns that wall as well. He can't make any edits, and the pressure got him.
Nice. So now, look, they're going to go immediately for the elimination. There you go.
Beautiful. And right here is where I'm talking about. You can't build a floor or roof, but you can build a pyramid. He tried. Oh, and he gets it at 2 HP.
So he takes down Trop like you're... Oh, bandages. Just kidding. Nice. It was all planned.
All planned.
Calculated. That's an emote in the game now.
But yeah, he was trying to cover himself over with the floor in that situation near the house. And you can't build there, but you can build pyramids. Just a pro little tip to keep in mind.
Okay. So look, this is another team. This is DK, who's also in Salty.
Oh, beautiful grenades.
Look, wow. Tickling. He's gone down.
And another one to finish and get the other player.
Wait, is he going to ricochet these... Oh, okay. I was going to say, if he ricochets those off, there you go. So there's Method Martin, and then Tickling goes down.
And even after that down, he kept the high ground. He didn't even stop. He didn't even drop down, didn't get aggressive. He played it nice and cool. And we talked about that in the previous turn. So when Liquid Poach won with Vivid, they are very calm in every single scenario. They definitely have the potential to win it in day 2.
What's interesting here is Fenos and Tinny are in Paradise Palms. I believe they might actually be by themselves.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking around, or maybe he's just being extra cautious.
I feel like I love Paradise Palms for sure.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to be cautious just in case, because you've got hotel to worry about.
Right.
You've got the back pool houses. Every single house is open.
Yeah.
You can see inside, but you still got to be careful.
Yeah, they're very open, and when you're going from house to house to get more loot, you're kind of in the middle of the street, or you're in the middle of the alley. Like, there's just a lot of open area versus going in an area like Tilted Towers where everything is in a building and, like, there's so much loot. And all the areas are covered from high ground because of the tall structures blocking and obstructing so much angles and viewpoints.
Yeah. Taking a rift. I feel like they probably should have... There's 2 rifts there, so I feel like maybe they should have taken one rift a pop.
Right.
Yeah.
To prevent the enemy from using the other rifts.
Yeah,
very,
because rifts are
smart.
up for 10 seconds, so it's like if you just consume both, that means the players can't follow you, right? But now there's a rift sitting back there.
Yeah.
If anyone's close by, they're like, all right, well, we know they left. Let's just follow them up.
Yeah, and exactly to elaborate on Zeke's. Oh, wow. Great. That was impressive. One shot.
Dude.
I mean, the thermal scoped AR is nothing to sleep on. I feel like with regards to like scouting, it's really, really great. And then even the damage, I mean, sure, the fire rate is slow, but there's a reason for that. It's heavy hitting, especially with headshots. I think it's 72 each headshot. I mean, that's it. Oh, there it is, 72.
72. What a nice. If it was a gold, it'd be 75.
Wow.
So, and what's cool is you can even use the scope out to loops.
As the structure's being built, you can see through it. You know exactly where to line up your shot for when the wall does break.
Oh my gosh, dude. He's landing these shots. And look, his teammate's very, very close by as well.
Yeah.
Look at this. We've got this cool, this is the spectator mode. So this is the gameplay view. You can kind of see what they're doing.
I mean, just so much action going on here. Wow, teams fighting left, right, up above, below, vertical. You have Spanos scoping out an enemy from the high ground far away while his teammates pushing in. I mean, this is an interesting strategy. If Tinny goes down here, there's no way he's going to get the revive or save him.
That's actually a really good point. I mean, he's playing kind of hyper-aggressive right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems to be working.
Yeah. Oh, look, Tinny actually secured the elimination.
Wow. That's an interesting strategy, splitting up far.
I mean, hey, look, you do what works.
We talked about like not tunneling in the same one by one. You don't want to get C4'd, and we talked about like maybe spreading out. But to spread out that much, I mean, that's quite a distance, and it worked out.
Very high risk, very high reward. And Spanos and Tinny say, hey, we're the guys that are going to make this happen, okay?
Man, that was impressive.
Which I cannot
Taking a look at the map. I mean, again, we see people in Risky Reels. We've got what looks like a duo up in Lazy Links, Junk Junction. They're about to fight someone outside of Junk Junction.
Yeah, and they have no one. If you look where Tinny and Spanos were, I mean, they're all by themselves, so they can escape the storm as long as they have the healing items.
They hopefully can find some rift or something, because, I mean, look, they've got really far to go. I guess they could also just take an ATK. At this point, it's like, look, we just need to get there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully there's some rifts, and we were talking about maybe using up rifts so enemies can't use them, but maybe saving them for a later time would have been a better approach.
They're playing the long game. They're like, look, we're going to come back to that. Okay?
Yeah, that's interesting how sometimes things just work out.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Look at Isaac live. And Le.
Yeah, and they have the high ground here. It looks like that enemy. Oh, wow.
That was Solar Hunter.
Great shot. And it looks like the enemy is still being aggressive. Even with his teammate down, he's not just going for the revive right away. He's just action-packed. He's firing back so the enemy can't continuously fire like he's doing right now.
Yeah, and that's Airwax. That's Solar Hunter and Lunary Airwax.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you're Airwax right now, all you're hoping for is like someone else to show up, right?
Yeah.
Like just someone show up, distract the guy for literally 10 seconds so I get the revive.
And I mean, you saw Isaac just standing there in the open, and that's the thing. Whenever you get it down, I mean, you tend to be a lot more aggressive, and that's a perfect opportunity for the player whose teammate just went down to fight back and just laser someone who's standing still. Because when someone gets it down, I just feel like a lot of people would almost try to go right for the revive, but you'll notice the good players and the really skilled players will fight back and get the high ground before the other two can close in on them and be aggressive. Great play.
So look at that. It looks like Lunary Airwax probably is just disengaged. He's probably just left. I think that's the right play, especially because they have such an advantage.
Yeah.
So just saying, look, Airwax, just go, man. We need to go as far as we can. Don't take this fight.
Yeah, and yeah, as we were talking about earlier.
That might be him right there.
Right.
Oh, blinking the shield.
And notice he switched from wood to brick, so he's most likely out of wood, and he's probably very low on mats here. And there is a team on the mountain as well.
What to do in this type of scenario? Look at this, they're getting their party from the back, from across the mountain.
I mean, as we've been talking about, there's just so much action everywhere on the map now. And so many people are alive. I mean, Zeke, there's 59, if I'm not mistaken, 59 people alive, and how late into the game are we? I mean, it's nuts.
Okay, look at this, Clingers there, a gold bolt. All right, okay.
Ah, we're going to see some more sides. And he's rocking the new double barrel shotgun. Something that I personally don't use because the reload time is very, very long, especially in these duo matches with multiple enemies.
That's right, and this is that new spectator mode we talked about, so we're getting to see kind of like from the perspective of the player, right?
Right, to see exactly. Yeah, and it's interesting because he doesn't have any mats right now, and he's running in the open. He should almost be trying to stay hugging near the mountain, using natural cover, or just farming up trees in general.
Okay, okay. So now they're near Dusty. Look at this. This is the NIP guys, excited and goofy.
Yeah, taking fights right in the open here.
So, wait, did he bounce her?
I have no idea.
He was just like flying forever there.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking good on health, but he doesn't have any healing items. He doesn't really have a lot of ammo. I mean, this is quite a ballsy play here to be going right for the action and going right for the eliminations with his mats.
Look at this, excited. He's just on
He
the
dropped,
other side.
okay. There's the communication. He probably told his teammate, and he's got a little bit, but that's not a lot.
It's not really.
That means his teammate only has about 114 as well. He probably split some.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. What they don't know is excited is literally on the other side of this cliff. If he looks down, oh no, he knows. He hears,
Oh, it's in that 2 versus 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
But now his teammate.
And they go right for that finish.
Oh man, that's a tough spot. And then look, his teammates literally just keeps running.
Yeah. And here we see them in the same 1-by-1, kind of a risky situation to be in. I almost like it. Oh, wow, another little battle going off right here.
Razor very, very low. Finds Twitch. Gabby, no!
Gets it down some, wow.
Nice, good job, man.
Beautiful. I think that was just all one player.
You think so? Like maybe Gabby's teammate bailed?
Yeah, and now it must look like, I think that was an instant elimination, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. But yeah, as we saw earlier, when they got that elimination near the Loot Lake waterfall, they both dropped down, and we're noticing that a lot. Both teams go in for the loot. They both go looting when one should keep the high ground in case another enemy tries a third party, and they should almost be a scout.
Right, right. So you have one person that's looting, you have one person watching and saying,
Exactly.
all right, I see a team here, and then that other teammate can come back, right?
Yeah, because they were in that 1-by-1 at the bottom for a very long time.
Okay, checking out the current map. Look, there's someone very deep, 2 different people very deep in the storm right now.
Yeah.
Not where you want to be.
And if we see this team near Tilted, there's a couple of other teams nearby, so there could be some engagements coming in very soon.
So I think the little white triangles were actually Svenos and Tinny.
Right, okay.
So I think they actually might have somehow made, they must have taken a rift.
Ganz unten liegen Bandages. Hast du welche? Nee, ne? Doch,
Back
okay,
over to
okay,
Razor.
okay.
One
And they have a nice position. They're most likely scouting out here. They're waiting for the next circle. I mean, this is where you want the final circle to be. In the position they're in right now, having that high ground is so key. I mean, people have to build up high to them. And in that time where they're building, I mean, when you're building, you can't shoot. So it's a perfect opportunity to get some shots off.
Look at that. So Storm moves. It's not too far. I mean, I feel like this is a kind of safe spot to be in, though. I mean, especially when you're a mountain, you just slide down the mountain, build kind of very sparing cover as you need it, and then you just make your way to the circle, right?
Right.
Over back to Isaac and Le. They're inside
Nice little
tilted.
C4. And he sees him. Gonna double up and then detonate at the same time, so the one blows up the roof, and then the other one goes inside and does that inside splash damage. Very nice combo there. And there's, mind you, there's 40 people left, Zeke. That's a lot for the way this zone is right now and how small it is.
Yeah, BGIA guys. Markel. Look at them. They're inside tilted. So they're low. So there's actually a team just above them.
Wow, yeah.
Yep, and that's actually Isaac and Le. So I think that the building that was on Isaac's right is actually the building they're in. Or maybe it's the building on their left.
Yeah, it looks like this is it. They're right in here directly below them. And he's dropping down on their level.
Oh, man, he opens the door. That's very brave, opening a door.
And that's very loud. Sometimes a good strategy is when you're in a building, shut a door so you can hear if an enemy opens it, because it's loud, right?
Right.
Very good audio cue.
Look, he owns the wall there now, and he's trying to put a pyramid down.
Yeah. And now he tries
roof.
Right. Teammate goes down as well. He fires.
Oh, he's got to keep the pressure up so they don't execute his teammate.
They go for the finish, and he gets one down. 1 versus 1 right now. He's peeking from the right side. He built, going for the edit play.
Oh,
no, he doesn't.
Almost
backs off.
I feel like you should have just tried. Can you shoot through that little hole there?
I wish you could. And he just goes all in. Now he owns that wall. I think the enemy owns the other wall as well. Oh, nice.
That was so close, man. Isaac clutches it. 3 eliminations. Got a bunch of loot now, but
by himself. His teammates out.
That's okay. We've seen players clutch it all yesterday. They're down a player, but they're not out.
Exactly. And here they have to give up this high ground, dropping down to get into the next circle early. Storm is actually pushing in on them. They have a lot of mats to work with. They can get into build-offs. They can make it late game. They can survive. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with all these mats.
Halt auf jeden Fall deinen Bauplan raus, damit
And you're not kidding. They have 8, 6, and almost 9.
Yeah, and you got to wonder what his teammate has as well. I mean, they're stacked.
Okay, so this is NIP Goofy. This player is also in Tilted?
A lot of building around here. I mean, man, it forces you to play a lot differently.
That was Isaac.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
He finds him and makes the elimination. This is the first one for him.
The thing I love about this game is that, you know, with all this building, you can almost make your own design and you have to work your way around. It's like, you think you know Tilted Towers? Wait to come visit mid-game or late game when there's structures in the way and you have to maneuver here, slip in this little crevice, right? It's always changing. The beautiful thing about this game.
Couldn't agree with you more, man. Look at his mats now. Double hunting rifles, 200 slugs, almost 700 rounds in the AR. Mats are looking fantastic.
And he's waiting down here. Interesting strategy.
Storm. I don't know. He heard someone. I think he's just being cautious.
And I mean, if someone finds him, he's going to be in a tough situation. Thermoscope AR. We've seen some nasty plays earlier with Twitch, Tinny, and Spanos with it. I mean, this is a great weapon to use apparently in this tournament.
And again, it's just giving you information, right? Because the thermoscope uses heat signatures.
Right.
It's literally like thermal vision. You look out and everything's one color. And then when you see like a little player moving, you're like,
yeah,
that's definitely a person.
And very well balanced with this slow fire rate, with its, you know, delay when you zoom in, you can't fire it right away. There's a lot of great balancing with these features that it has, such as the thermal.
Look at this circle.
Maybe they'll just
Still so many players. 27 players still alive. We see a few singletons, not many though.
If you look at the bottom right, he's just inside the storm.
Oh my gosh,
That's
man!
funny.
So it looks like there's 2 singletons there in Tilted. So one of them was the player that eliminated Isaac.
Yeah, and that's probably why he's waiting and playing it very, very slow.
Yeah, so it sounds like he did in fact hear the other player. But Rennick, Skite.
Good positioning here, like in the center of the circle. I mean, they're just watching out, probably trying to scout out teams, maybe third party. Again, we always see a lot of these top players building those walls to the right, to the left, and behind them, above, so no one can get those shots off behind.
Starting to get real claustrophobic here, Nick.
Yeah, man. It's going to get really intense. A lot of people are going to die or get eliminated in a very, very short amount of time. Once this next circle comes in, I mean, people are going to be forced inwards. There's going to be forced engagements, and we're in for a treat.
Only 20 seconds left. And then it's just all, oh, look at this. His reflection. Yuke's has gone down, but man, reflection.
And look at his shields. He's got 10 minis, 2 slurp juices. I mean, he is stacked.
Ammo for days.
Ammo, materials. I mean, he's got it all. And I don't think, as you can see from 0 eliminations, he's not going for that Wrecking Ball bonus. He's going for the Kingpin bonus. He wants to get the Victory Royale for the triple points in the next game.
And we've actually seen Reflection clutch a bunch of games in the past, so I mean, this is not new territory for him. He's comfortable here.
He knows what he's doing. He's playing it very smart, very cautiously. He's got his medal. He's safe right now. Just wants to be careful of C4 or any kind of explosive.
Okay, here we go, hanging out at the very edge of the storm.
A lot of players, and as we talked about, I mean, a lot of players are more hyper-aware in the later rounds or the later ends of the match, simply because it's closer and you have to be careful. Otherwise, enemies will capitalize on it.
That's right. And this duo here, they down some Drama and
from above.
Yeah, so Underlower is down, and then Drama is being fired on now.
Nice.
It's like different players are all third-partying this duel here on the very outskirts of the storm.
27 players remaining. Low ammo. I mean, you got to wonder, should she be taking this fight right now? Ammo count, as we talked about, dictates the fights and engagements you take. If you're out of ammo, I mean, you can't do anything, so you should almost be saving it for late game. Otherwise, how are you going to win with no ammo in your chamber?
There was one. She tried to secure the elimination there, which is very smart, because remember, every elim is a point, and every point matters.
Exactly.
But then someone very quickly says, no. Peek out. I need your elimination. I need to take you out.
Great little strategy to make an edit on your structure, such as a door, and then re-edit that, and then you're able to see through. It resets the edit, and it rebuilds, and in that time where it's building, it's a little transparent. Great way to see through and scout out enemies.
Okay, remote explosive. Oh, I think they actually pulled off the res.
Oh, they must have. Doubling it up. Beautiful. Took off the shield. They're going to want to be aggressive here. Wow, and now they want to get that, but they got to be careful of getting third-partied. I mean, the zone is small. Enemies hear that. Enemies are watching, no doubt.
So I believe someone else third-partied them, because both players immediately
and there it is, as you just said, Zeke, right there.
I feel like she probably should have just put down ceilings and then ran that way.
And I mean, yeah, and sometimes it's not worth it to get loot this late into the game. Otherwise, you'll pay the price. You'll lose your health. You'll lose ammo. But hopefully, it is worth it in the long run.
But you talked about it. She had no ammo, but now she does, right? There was a ton of ammo there.
Very good point. Yeah. And these guys, Renuk and Skeet are in the zone as well. I mean, they're looking good. They're in a great position.
Yeah.
I mean, overwatching literally everything, as you can see from this nice little wide angle. They're in that tall 1-by-1.
Look, what's interesting down below, it's Kinsel again and Mitro, but instead of having high ground, they have the lowest ground right now.
Yeah. And there is a team right there that they are aware of that we saw in that wide angle camera.
I
thought they were getting built up on.
I thought they were getting built up on as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they are a build below. It's hard to
It's hard to tell. It's hard to see, like, and that's why these angles. Like, there is a team. You're right. There's a team below them.
Okay. We've got Severin over there, so it looks like. I mean, look at this. There's so many players still left alive. The Epsilon guys there in the top right.
The Storm is pushing in. I mean, there's so much building. There's just so much frantic action. And the Storm is very far away. With the materials they have, I mean, I don't know if it's even worth it to extend outwards. And they might want to drop down once they have to push into this next zone. Beautiful play, took off a little bit of shield, 30-30. RPG incoming, breaking that roof, then they're going to combo with the AR once it's blown up.
Do you think they should try and utilize the Klinger and RPG, so drop a Klinger and then fire at the wall with the RPG and try to get both?
I think that's a good point. Yeah, but as we've seen, like in the other games, like people will throw a Klinger then shoot it with an AR. I think that's just as viable of a strategy, right? So the AR blows up the wall, then the Klinger that was stuck to that wall will do that inside damage versus just the damage on the outside wall.
That's right. Look, there's the Vic and Madsen. So the Vic and Madsen, not too long ago, had the Victory Royale. I don't think there's any players. So Atlantis, Mitro, and Kinsel actually have the Kingpin bonus active. And actually what's interesting is the Epsilon guys, we saw them. They're still alive somewhere. They've also activated the Wrecking Ball. And they actually got 10 eliminations in match 4. So, you know, that was the last game. Or 2 games ago, I guess.
Extending out as 1-by-1, trying to get in position for when they're moving out. Looks like they're going to keep this high ground and extend their base.
Oh, 49. Oh my gosh.
Oh, gets it down, but the Storm is right on them. They're not getting that loot. They can't get the finish.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think he's going to be lost to the Storm.
He's not getting revived, so they might as well just not focus on him, which they do. Oh, and he drops down. That RPG.
It went from 12 players to 9.
Oh, and he gets
now it's 8.
Just can make it out of the zone, but it's too late.
No, Madison, they go down. And remember, they had the Kingpin. No, they actually didn't have the Kingpin.
That was very, very close, though. I mean, they did that valiant effort right there. And another team right here, beautiful.
Wait, did he place a trap? Oh, that was the enemy's trap. Okay, I was like, did he place his own trap for the Elim? That would have been dope.
And that's the thing about being aggressive. When you get aggressive and try to get in someone's 1-by-1, I mean, if it's all, and they own the walls, as you put it, I mean, they can just put a trap and then you're boxed in and you're gone.
You're just jumping into your own elimination at that point.
Yeah, and as you saw, this player didn't even go in that enemy's 1-by-1, which was very smart. He stayed a little bit out, but just at the point where he could still see him and get that elimination.
So here we go, Nick. 4 players remain.
And it looks like it's 2 solos.
Yes, it's 2v1. V1.
Yeah.
Sky's still alive from up top. I mean, he still has 4 rockets.
He's sneaking around, trying to stay silent. Oh, the
Not
RPG
like this.
play! Oh, and he gets it! That's it!
He finds the Victory Royale. Congrats to Sky, even with running down in a 1v2 situation. Finds the elimination he needs for the Victory Royale. That means that they will activate the Kingpin bonus for next game.
Triple the points.
Triple the points,
Each elimination is 3 points. That is huge for them.
You want to check out the final moments?
I am 100% down. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll see how he managed to secure the W there.
And look at this, how he crouches his way. He's sneaking.
Oh my gosh.
Listening. And then he heard a shotgun and realized that's the last guy. And wow.
So one of the teammates was down. One of the players was down in the Storm. And then he saw his opportunity, took it. And again, I mean, his teammate went down very early on, but he was still able to secure that victory out. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't have a ton of eliminations, but with the Kingpin bonus active,
Man,
everything.
I love these endings, how it's always so different, and it's no matter what. You know how it's always the same circle, or it's not always the same circle. It's always the typical end game, but each circle is different. I mean, there's different scenarios, different amount of maps, different types of builds, different types of players, different skill. I mean, there's just so many factors that no matter how many times you play this game, it's always a cool and different ending.